Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to the Deep Dive.
For it to be here.
So today, we're doing something a bit different. We're diving into, search queries.
Yeah.
Real searches people typed in.
Yeah, think of it like tapping into the collective brain. You know, what's everyone wondering about?
Exactly. And the focus is the 2025 NBA Finals. Specifically, the Pacers versus the Thunder matchup.
A big one.
Right. Yeah. So our mission here is to look at these searches, Pacers versus Thunder, NBA Finals 2025, all that, and figure out what they tell us. What's on people's minds during this huge event? What info do they need right now? And maybe, are there any surprises hiding in what people are asking?
Okay.
Straight away, the big terms popping up are, no surprise, Pacers versus Thunder.
And the reverse, Thunder versus Pacers, naturally.
Yeah. But also, a really heavy focus on NBA Finals Game 2. Like, very specific.
That jumps out immediately, doesn't it? That focus on Game 2. You see Pacers versus Thunder Game 2, OKC versus Pacers Game 2, even just when is Game 2.
So immediate schedule needs.
Totally. It shows this real urgency. People are locked into the series as it happens. They need the concrete details for what's coming up next, almost before thinking about the bigger picture.
Right. Less about the grand narrative, more about what time is tip-off tomorrow.
Exactly. That immediate practicality.
And that need for practical info definitely doesn't stop at the schedule. We saw another massive chunk of searches around, well, just watching the game.
Oh, yeah. Access.
Huge. Things like where to watch NBA Finals, how to watch NBA Finals, what channel is the NBA Finals on.
It's fundamental, isn't it? You can't follow along if you can't find the broadcast.
It sounds basic, but the volume of searches suggests it's a real hurdle for a lot of fans.
Absolutely. And you see variations tied into that, like NBA Finals streaming.
Watch NBA Finals free.
Right. Or where can I watch the NBA Finals? That really highlights, the fractured media landscape we're in. So many options, paywalls, different apps.
So finding the game itself becomes a major point of friction. The searches actually show that struggle.
Precisely. It's a challenge for the leagues, for the broadcasters, making it easy for fans just to tune in.
Okay, so we've got the immediate matchup, the specific schedule focus on Game 2, and this big challenge around just finding where to watch it.
Yeah, the core practicalities.
But the searches go deeper too, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just the here and now.
They do. The core is still Pacers versus Thunder and NBA Finals 2025. People start digging for context.
Like what?
Well, you see searches like Indiana Pacers championships.
Ah, the history.
Exactly. And has OK Fair ever won a championship? People want to know the stakes, the legacy involved for these teams.
So it's not just this year's game. It's placing it in history.
And they look at the present, too. We saw Pacers players, OK rosters. They want to know who the key guys are, put faces to the names, making things happen on the court.
Okay, that makes sense. Context, history, current players.
Yeah.
But then it gets sort of forward-looking, too, which I found interesting.
Definitely. Alongside looking back and looking at the current rosters, there's this real pull towards predicting what's going to happen.
You mean like Pacers versus Thunder prediction?
Exactly that. And NBA Finals odds. People are actively trying to guess the outcome, looking at what the experts or the betting markets think, engaging with the what if.
It's like they want to know the future.
Well, and some searches almost literally ask for it. We even saw queries like who won the NBA Finals 2025?
While it's still being played?
Yeah. It's wild, right? It shows this intense, almost overwhelming anticipation. Like, just tell me how it ends.
Wow. So it's this mix of wanting to enjoy the journey, but also desperately needing to know the final destination.
Kind of, yeah. It's a fascinating tension in the fan mindset revealed by those searches.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. This deep dive into the search data for the 2025 finals. It really paints a picture, doesn't it?
It does.
You've got the clear focus on the specific Pacers-Thunder matchup. Then that urgent need for schedule info, especially Game 2.
Right, the immediate logistics.
Plus, the massive crucial need for viewing information where and how to actually watch the games. That seems like a bigger deal than maybe we realize.
The access problem. But then you add those other layers we talked about.
Right.
The historical context of people searching team championship history, the player details, who's on the roster now, and that predictive element, the odds, the predictions, even trying to find out who won before it's over.
It's quite a mix.
It really is. So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. Looking only at these searches from basic matchup info and how to watch all the way to history and predictions. What does this specific blend tell us about the priorities of a modern sports fan during a huge event like the finals? How are they navigating it all with these different needs, immediate, logistical, historical, predictive, often all at the same time in today's world? Something to think about.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost?
While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.